Bueno, aquí son con Final Fantasy XVI. Continuando desde donde lo he dejado, he tomado un pequeño descansito y vamos a seguir dándole por lo menos 3 horitas más le voy a dar.
Last I saw, he was in the mess, as always.
Welcome back, Sid.
Finish with that log so we can call it a morning.
Again? I seen schoolboys swing harder.
Otto will want to know what happened in Costness. I expect he'll be in the mess.
¿Qué os crees eso? Crea un puto ejército de estos tíos, tío.
Sid!
Staying long this time?
Voy a hablar con todo el mundo y ya después miraré las tiendas porque a lo mejor no actualiza las tiendas y todo el rollo hasta que no hablo con la gente de las misiones. No todo sobrevivido.
Ah, there you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sent his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood.
Yo creo que Gav nos va a traicionar. Stolas. Stolas. ¿Construida? Espérate, o sea que no es un barco que han encontrado. Barco volador que es medio. Vale. La verdad es que
If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
lo mismo que con Alcatraz. Sabes quién viene y quién se va.
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
¿Quién? ¡Ah, la hija! La hija de Cid. La misión secundaria no dijo que tenía una hija.
I trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission?
¿O no? ¿O no? Entonces no.
Beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here?
Uf, a ver. Es que ha pasado estos 5 años.
Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even? Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was adequate.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
And how may I assist you today? One would think.
Este tío me gustaría... porque aún no me quedo como el nombre de los países y todo el rollo.
I admit.
Amiga ingeniera. Tenemos una ingeniera.
A far more reputable fellowship. My beloved homeland. Or at least, it was. How may I help you today? Of course.
tema. La magia más poderosa.
Study it well, Clive. The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
¿Qué hace con muchas cosas, Uf. Esto va a ser un hueco de que para enterarte de todo hay que hacérselo varias veces.
Escape from the slave markets. How'd you manage that?
I have some help.
No one works longer or harder than our own.
Clive, is everything all right?
Old Tom said the hideaway is built inside an airship. It's called the Invincible.
O sea, vamos a llevar el Invencible en la nave esta también,
Norseman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you.
Already? Our resident scholar devours books. Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary That said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head. But without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion...
Please, don't apologize.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can...
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would...
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
¿Cómo que no? ¿Cómo qué? ¿Qué?
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too.
A ver, ¿lo he leído mal? ¿O ha dicho, todos saben que no existen tal cosas como los moguritos? Pero... ¿tenéis uno rondando por la base?
For one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them. However, where Titan took much from us that night, and the wounds that remain.
Which is why we must give them all the time.
That we must. Just as I must give you the...
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Mira, médico. Yo
Not back a blink and you're already solving
es la del Elden Ring,
It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Not a stolus. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
Gas te va a traicionar. Gas yo creo que de culpa de...
Sadly not. Molly used the last of the chocolate.
Have you been to the toll? I hear a new shipment's just arrived.
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
Entonces, ay, es que, oh, quiero darme que, oh, que no me quedo con los nombres. El ejército republicano marcha hacia... ¿Darme que era los de Titán? ¿O eran los de Odín? Vale, sí. El republicano es los de Odín. Y los petrosoldados de Kuka se han reunido con él en la capital.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kuka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance, the one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We are trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does.
To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
Ha muerto en los dos. ¡Ah! Plot twist de Juego de Tronos. Oh.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end. And here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Y para mí que yo he manejado algo ahora.
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Ni que la hubiera pillado follando algo, tío.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well. What would make Martha leave the rest?
If something has happened to Martha, we need to speak with Otto.
Vale, que esto no lleva nada.
passage.
Well, don't just stand there gawping. Well, you won't hear me complaining.
O que ha perdido un brazo.
The only drawback.
Ah, no. O sí. No, lo tiene, coño, el que lo lleva.
Still. I remember it like it was yesterday. You're our leader now, Clan. Coin purse weighing you down?
Esta ya no. Ya no actualiza nada. Donde se puede pillar que, por lo visto, visto en los logros, que hay un objeto que es algo que, por ejemplo, que te permite llevar 5 pociones o mierda.
Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
What can I get you, Sid? How am I getting on? Ah, about as well as you'd expect of a barmaid. And it'd be worse than that if Molly here didn't make the best stew this side of Stonehair. Even if it is mostly just yesterday's leave. Don't tell her you heard that. The usual, then.
Acabo de gastar 500 guineas, pero que esto valga de algo.
Oh, you're not leaving already, are you?
Have we any more knuckle pies?
¿Dónde está el herrero? ¡Herrera! ¡Hostia! Normal que ha sobrevivido el candullo.
Clive. Things here ain't too bad. Nah. You've forgotten all because I haven't. Still. So, what'll it be?
Uf. Espérate. Hostia, cada vez va mejor. Cada vez va mejorando más.
Should last you a good while. That it? Fine.
If you told me you could fire a forge without a crystal or a bearer before I came here, I'd have taken you for a man.
This plank will have to be replaced.
Nearly half the crates were lost to mountain.
Ya. Vamos, ya que estoy para ver todo esto que hay por aquí, pero vamos, está zorro de lo que voy a tener que ver.
Ah, Sid, we were just about to start our next lesson. You're welcome to join us.
but be warned. I tolerate absolutely no tomfoolery.
No te será un logro de en plan. Es que no lo he leído todo. Es que hay muchos que son ocultos. Que no me atrevo a mirarlo en plan. A ver si son spoilers. Ya una vez que me haga el juego entero, ya mía de todos los que son ocultos. Seguramente habrá logros en plan de eso de.
Go on, eat up. What's the matter, Sid? You look as pale as the day your predecessor slung you in the cell next to mine.
Rosaria's not so kind to travelers these days. If you're bound for the rest, make sure you keep your wits sharp and your steel sharper.
Tú quieres. A mí me da a mí que esta ya va a ser la guarida definitiva ya. Tiene en plan de esto de que esto se va a después volar y todo el rollo. Esto es tablón de matar bichos en game.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over it. Blood was spilled. Bones were broke. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip around the Dutch. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to... I know it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder.
And now she's missing. She's fallen into the hands of the Empire.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto.
Any volunteers, just say the word. I dab hand when it comes to the old fisticuffs.
Mierda, ahora me va a hacer buscar misión secundaria.
Of course.
Here for another of my lectures. What is it that you wish to learn? I have the details here. Very good.
Bueno. Espérate, eso es abajo. Ah, vale, sí que es por aquí. Que me lo va a pillar a la salida.
Finish with that, Lord. Back, Sid.
Damn blight. Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's roses.
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake like we do in the atrium, that slurry'll keep eating away at the timber like young Tech does our... Assuming we had any pitch, which we don't. Doubt the old tub's got more than a dozen runs left in him.
Of course, Oberlus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland.
Well, I'm glad some... To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell, and it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax.
to trap birds.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest.
Dar brea, pulir brea. Y yo como se nota que Josipe hace la misma, pone las mismas nombres mierda de misiones. O el doblaje. Uy, que no. No, porque también en inglés. No, español, el español no es. Porque vamos, lo de. No es lupus. El fate del 14 de no es lupus. Y el bicho se llama cáncer.
Easier than felling a forest, I said. The trees don't have teeth. Get him. This one.
Ya están. Los malos ya están duros, ¿eh? Que estén duros estos. Cuidado, ¿eh? Coño.
Can't imagine Obelisk needing any more than this. Time to head home.
Voy a ir. Entrega primero la secundaria y ya después que continúe esto.
With that log, back, Sid.
Well, find is one way of putting it.
Ugh. Reeks like a chocobo's arse. I don't suppose the Argo will mark.
Argo? So your boat has a name?
Yeah. Same as me old man. He was a ferryman himself back before the Blight came. The boats.
Darvele a pulirvele. ¿Que aquí o arriba? Aquí.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon. The boys from the garrison might still be nearby.
Let's get you to a physical, shall we?
Sorry.
Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help, and it appears he was right.
They're saying the Imperials descended like a storm. No one was smart to try to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got...
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good.
You do the same.
Purga.
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
How do?
Voy a pillarlo. No lo tengo.
Thanks very much. Very well.
Oi, look sharp! What?
No hay secundaria ni nada por aquí, ¿no? Ah, eso. Pero supongo que eso no puedo activarlo todavía.
If those horses touch an arrow on Martha's head, I'll kill them all myself.
Vamos a ver. Bueno, esto es un level más todavía.
Over here!
Look. Up ahead.
Marta?
Martha. Are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were... helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds. Poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
Los libertadores. ¿Por qué le cambian el nombre? Que yo traducirlo literal. Se llaman los rompemaldiciones. Pero bueno. No les gustará el nombre. Los libertadores quedan más heroicos.
Thank you, Clive.
Zombie. Ahora muere ahí a dos pasos. En plan, en Bill.
Black Shields. Is this some sort of twisted joke?
Sí.
There's only ever been one order of shields in reserve.
Uf, la madre.
And they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far, even for the Empire.
Eso es cosa de tu madre.
Get him!
Yo también voy a... Uf, que voy a disfrutar matando a la madre, Guillo. Uf. Pues me da a mí que la madre de la típica esta que va a tener muerte en plan de por su propio merecido. Como el hijo y el nombre de antes.
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
Sinceramente yo creo que les han hecho un favor para lo que les esperaba.
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have... Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
Del tiro, vamos. Con todo. Ido a tope.
Is that all of them?
I think so.
¿Qué es esto? ¿Reputación o algo así?
I didn't see the abbot. He may still be alive.
Che, que está dentro de la casita, pero es que ahora que yo nunca había mirado esto. No.
Found her.
The abbot.
The bearers died protecting him. Calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Este está medio muerto.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The cuttings will continue. Rosaria will never be safe unless we save her.
Mother to beg Sin's aid and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Where are you?
In here! We found a survivor!
Clive,
No, está vivo.
he's gone.
Aquí, vamos, las dos manos
We've laid the
blancas.
island to rest. But the bears... they didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Arthur said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the Abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Radix jump. The currents there are swift. If the Abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting.
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the...
¿Qué son esas monedas que me están dando? ¿Será para cosa de repu de la base o algo? Donde veo los guild y todo el rollo. Va, ahora seguramente cuando vaya a la base me lo explicarán o algo.
This one.
Ah, no, no. Ah, mira, al sitio que no podía ir antes, la otra vez que fui. Tengo que dar el plato rodeo. ¿Un arimán? Hostia. Escoria. Renombre. 25. Tengo...
Spotted us, Torgal? What am I saying? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball.
No, no, no.
Nice try.
Qué un pedazo de visión la anima, que eso es la mierda en el 14. Que como lo stuneé ahora. Viendo eso. ¡No! Renombre.
You didn't see that coming. That must be the bridge. So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
No one survived then.
I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these Black Shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them.
Solución, más armas.
If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a... Oh, before I forget, Astolos from... He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well.
We can stay longer if you...
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you...
Cerca de aquí. Ya que estamos, antes de irnos, que nos parece que las misiones están... ¿Qué misiones secundarias más raras? ¿Las misiones secundarias tienen este icono?
You handy with that sort? Of course you are. Bet you're a bloody mark. Now, question is, are you willing to use it or not?
Chocobos.
You heard me right. And not just any chocolate. Whiteheart and her flock are the bravest birds you ever did see. They protect travel.
Chocobos.
It's true. Why, they saved me from a gang of footpads only yesterday. Oh, go on then. There's a good...
Where can I find...
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. The rotten scoundrels would you save Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? There ain't a pluck of you, and don't worry.
I'm sure I...
Good luck to you.
Whiteheart. That's quite a name for a chocobo.
Como sea tuerta es ambrosia. Como esté tuerta es ambrosia.
Feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind. Speaking of brave birds.
Me da que es ella.
Looks like they went that way.
Si está tuerta es ambrosia. Pues.
These chocobos aren't going down without a fight.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Oh. And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
Piss off. Or better still, how about we hurt you both?
All right then. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Mira.
Over here!
Nada. Boom. Ah, mira, es Ambrosia.
You're safe now. White heart, I presume. Do you know her, boy? That scar. It couldn't be. Ambrosia. It is you. You survived. And you found yourself a flock.
Como yo.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, well, you sorted the bastards then. I knew you would. And the whole flock made it through unscathed.
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
ever stop to think our hero here might once have been someone's mount? Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master. Kind-hearted warrior that you are. A bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You born a lord or something?
Well,
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to pry. Don't matter who you are.
What is it, girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon.
No, tu mala tenerita.
Told you. And it seems her pals...
Is that it?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight.
O sea, puedes,
Down the oh,
puedes utilizarla para mover por los mapas grandes. Mira, oye que lo dije en plan de... Pero al final sí voy a poder utilizar Chocobo en los mapas grandes. Oh, chulo con la espalda. ¡Snake! All the snake, yo.
doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed.
Ah, a few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old white. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But she's a... Don't you worry. We'll get it. You hear that, White Heart? You've earned yourself some time off. You have fun. You seem awful. That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my car on the road, didn't you?
Must have been my double.
Oh, must have been, eh? Oh, that'll be the excitement. Anyhow, best...
You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you.
Como las misiones se quedan más en plan misión de desbloqueo, cosas extras. Por favor, que suene una musiquita de Chocobo cuando te montas en ella. Al menos. Hola. Ah.
Faster!
Ah, que ya también se monta en un Chocobo.
Where's Gav?
Gav should be back by now.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
Gal como yo, con los mal asientos comiendo.
Sure. You remember how quick the Empire... It was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's Head. And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first.
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
While the two nations beat their shields, the rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals. Four Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rosfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for?
Gab me está dando mala espina. Gab me está dando malas espinas. Yo creo que Gab, el que lo dejáramos tirado eso, lo ha sentado mal. Que si lo dejara tirado, lo ha sentado mal.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Those men didn't hurt Martha, did they?
Think it's all right to touch him?
Nueva carta. ¿Dónde está eso? Otra vez al loco del suelo fértil.
Won't be long now, Martel. They'll try your apple soon enough. Sid, I am...
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just... Well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All our hard work's finally paying off. I took it on, you see, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat.
Oh, murió.
And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive. And welcome.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse break. You couldn't take them some, could you?
It'll be nice.
Oh, she always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else... Here you go, Mark. You hear that, Martel? Today's fine.
Did you come through the forge today? And you say Sid built this place?
Ah, mira. A ver qué es esto.
Oh, Clive! Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper? Does that mean someone else is...
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation. Business is busy. Still. Words are immortal. Come to claim your just desserts?
Reputé.
Best of luck out there, Sid. Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. I'll be here waiting.
Ahí está la misión.
How are you doing? Oh, same old. So... Oh. And Sid? But he's still with us too. Quick look.
Vale, no hay secundaria.
Doesn't sound like it. Still Martha's all right.
You two look like you could use something to eat.
Martel, Now, where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked? Wait.
These aren't those apples, are they? She'd have been proud and...
A gift from the backyard.
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the things. He'd nab them right from the branch, made Martel livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sidine.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves? Hang on. These aren't Martet. I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work. And Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard.
Not so much as if... Well, I've got... You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the...
That was the last of the apples.
Joder,
head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards. What's the matter, Nectar? The hunt board. It's where the curse breakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Right. The people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war. The last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. Then perhaps I can.
los mismos ruidos de...
I don't think so.
Gracias, Kiron, por el follow. ¿Te das cuenta de que los invitados No, todavía no. Acabo de empezarlo de 5 años después. Bueno, es que no sé decir. No me vayas a hacer spoiler, ¿eh? A ver. Al animal ya lo he matado. Ángel de la muerte. Ah, pero no, claro, no para mí que podía coger con los tatos, ¿eh? Perfegor. Puñadura rota, rosadía. Creía que iba por creía que iba por Titán, pero no. Ahora, por lo visto, vamos a ir a por el cristal de que está en el mar.
Ah, my favorite pupil. What is it that you wish to learn? The state of the realm is ever changing, Clive.
Me va a pasar de pegar a peatón otra vez. Joder.
And you say Sid built this place?
caminata más mala para entrar con una maldita misión secundaria.
The Cursebreakers sent their thanks. They were clearly very fond.
They remembered her. I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to it. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree.
And through you.
I didn't do anything really, but...
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I would...
Of course not. They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful?
Loco enamorado de árbol. Listo, ¿no? Vamos a la misión. A ver a nuestro tío. ¿No? Ahí. Vamos a ir a buscar a nuestro tío que tiene un comercio de barcos para que nos consiga un barco para ir a por el cristal que está en el medio del mar.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem to.
Eso, Gav me está dando mala espina.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
Pásame.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth.
Uf, mira, se me ha ido. Un momentito. Espérate, voy a hacer. Sí, ya se ha arreglado. Es que a veces me va el sonido. Del OBS se me va el sonido del juego y tengo que reiniciar la capturadora.
You were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
No, el disco no, era mi capturadora.
Come on.
Es mi capturadora. Que tengo como que reiniciarla porque se le va el sonido.
How far do you think your
Se
mind's reach
distorsiona.
extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isabella. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Que le ves los mosquitos. Otro mosquito aquí.
Get him!
¿Qué hago? Me pongo a investigar. ¿Qué hago? Me pongo a investigar esto a ver si... Que es que hay cofre, eso es la de cofre y todo que tiene equipo bueno. Y aparte el DBA y todo, pero es que me voy a tirar una hora investigando todo esto o voy a tirar a la misión. ¿Qué hago? ¿Investigo o me voy directo a la misión? A ver, nivel tengo de sobra. Tengo aquí también de sobra, o sea que ponerme a matar bicho. El mapa como que no me hace falta. Bueno, espérate. Voy a ir primero. Esto parece un pueblo aquí. Voy a hacer el pueblo este que seguramente ahora me mandará a hacer cosas aquí el pueblo.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Nothing but loyalists.
Jill, look.
La Guardia Negra. La Guardia Negra.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. It would be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right.
¿Qué vendes tú que no tengo?
No, I ain't got much, but what's mine is yours.
Equipo y
For a
mierda,
price.
ya que yo lo que... No, uff, que vale muy caro. ¿Qué hago? Lo pillo porque después va a hacer un coñazo si quiero encontrarlo algo o va a hacer un coñazo después de encontrarlo.
I suppose we won't be seeing you
No voy a
again.
usar nunca.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There's been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire.
There was a time my husband might have stood up to those men. Though back then...
Uf, qué ganas tengo de darle lo suyo a mamá. Mami.
We're going hunting for outlaws.
2 more left to join the garrison.
seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pool.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuit, but other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do?
¿Nuevo aliado?
Perhaps the next village will yield.
Bueno, la verdad es que desde que murió Cid nos falta un tercer miembro del grupo.
Perhaps.
Ahora ya quiero mirar.
Good girl. Run like the wind. That'll do, girl.
Me da, coño, ¿no? Esto cuenta como pueblo, como el pueblo. Vamos a hacer un barrido rápido para mirar a ver si hay cofres o algo por la zona.
Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia. This won't be easy. Nice try. Attack!
para ahora. Y ahora miraré que hay por el camino alternativo. Qué pena que no hay música de chocobo continua aquí. ¿Son bandidos?
More of my mother's men. Good girl.
No parece que haya nada por aquí. Cofre ni nada, pero... ¿esto qué?
Straight home now.
¿Vale? Esto me da a mí que es para una misión secundaria o algo.
Time to fight. Back to the stables, girl.
Pues nada.
That's a fair old scar.
Come on. Run like the wind. This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ever since the auditory.
¡Hostia, que puede pegar!
Echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystals collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
This one. You're finished. Go to him. Get him. Sick him. Go to him.
¿Qué? Son uno de los extras.
This one.
Hecho por pecadores, ¿cómo? ¿Esto qué coño es? Ah, que es un cofre. Y a mamarla.
This one. Over here. Stay down.
¿Qué hay por aquí?
This might take a while.
Over here. Get him.
¡Oh!
Farewell.
Pelea en el gran puente, Gilgamesh.
Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again.
Sí.
I'll show you a true shield to Rosaria. Farewell.
Ahora sí yo soy en el interrogatorio.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
No sé si se estaba refiriendo a nosotros o al tercer grupo. Porque nosotros no hemos rescatado ningún grupo de esto, ¿no?
Find something, boy.
Voy.
Death.
Voy.
Oh, found her.
Yo, vaya escenita para un juego, para un Final Fantasy. Uf.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
Voto por un mamacidio.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it.
Eso es de un mamacidio.
Yes.
Además que la madre es la que lo... En realidad, si te pones a pensarlo, la madre es la que lo lió todo, porque la madre es la que...
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Porque la madre es la que organizó el golpe de estado que llevó que yo se a perder el control y todo el rollo. Coño. Me ha dado otro fajín. Me ha dado otro igual. Me ha dado otro, el mismo puto fajín que tengo puesto, me ha dado otro. Y... en vez de darme brazal, que es lo que necesito. ¿Se podrá abrir el atajo? Ya. No, ni por aquí. No hay de esto ni nada para abrir esto, ¿no? Estoy esperando a ver si me cae un brazal o algo bueno. La verdad es que se lo han curado con el mundo, ¿eh? Pero vamos, Yoshi-P le ha ido la mano con este, vamos, se monta. Decía que quería montarse un juego de tronos y lo ha hecho, vamos, Dios, qué macabro, qué sexo, drogas y rock and roll ha hecho de este juego. Lo único que faltaría ya que se vieran genitales de gente follando. Esto ya era un juego de tronos total. Yo 72 puntos de habilidad por esa pelea. Dios, más vale que... Joder. Pues que los ojos azules son especiales. No he pensado yo eso.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
They tell us there's a curfew.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
The Empire would have us live in the Deadlands. You find no succor to the South Travellers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has seen fit to banish us from our own land.
No use calling Ambrosia now. Good girl. All right.
El cáncer. Yo, es que está lo mismo. Ojalá que después una de las cazas que parezca hay un cangrejo aquí que ha llevado cáncer, por favor. No es lupus.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
¿Puedo entrar en el pueblo ese? Ah, no está cerrado.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy! Voice-rinsed dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
Oh, get enough
Fuck off! Hang the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all! I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties! Cut you down where you stand! Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus.
Ahora que colarse.
We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Ahora que claro, es que no era nosotros, es que hay un tercer grupo en discordia. Las llamas de eso, yo creo que es el grupo de Joshua. Que se llamaba las llamas de la salvación o algo así.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Coquillo. Le he tirado todo.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then
Hostia.
perhaps it's time you joined him.
Hostia. Oye, ¿quién es el que me ayudó en el principio?
Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
Perdón por lo de tus hombres. He ido a saco contra ellos.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge. Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
Madness!
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
We'll show them that the fire in our hearts is not so easily back up.
You are welcome to what little we have managed to salvage.
Così, non trovo nulla. Vediamo. 20 podcast.
Of course, my lord. I will be here should you need aught else.
Tell us then, Sir Wade.
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge, and provoke, sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians. The Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden through. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Ed have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps not.
There is but one thing which will putting an end to the...
And so we...
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Esta es el cristal que queremos destruir ahora. ¿Cuál es el negro? No.
Look at me sideways.
Come along now.
Bastards are lucky I didn't have my axe.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Let's do this! Hey, bitches!
What is it now? I told you! We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame. Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear. Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Why them to fight that battle for them?
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't stand flattered. Get him.
¡Te has pegado a mi perro! ¡Hijo de puta! Hostia, otro dragón.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need.
Uf, ¿qué dice? Uf. Ufo.
Of Clem.
Uf. Ufo, voy a hacer esto y ya termino esto porque está calentando la play. Demasiadas horas jugando llevo.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I.
It did. We sent every last one of the rot. Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings.
Perhaps. Though I doubt much she'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will... I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe, yet be that as it may, it is still our home. And we must. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosen.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends a sound strategy, might.
No. No sé para qué la play o algo.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after form, and had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the...
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might... It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience. Especially since you're famous.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith...
I might have something which could...
Otra insignia.
It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will...
I shall wear it with...
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you.
Oh.
Thank you, Sir. If there is ever anything...
I know.
Y oye que me has dicho Kiron lo del sobrecalentamiento.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance.
Pisada a tope.
Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Lo dicho.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, Inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
Yo me esperaba que se llamara Sebastián, el mayordomo.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
Oof.
The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Y esta que le reconcome a esta. Creo que le está reconcomiendo a esta. Que te reconcome. Que nos vamos a la isla de hierro. Lo que le reconcome. Y que ha dejado atrás a todos los de su pueblo.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Ahí viene confesión.
She'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Me quedan 3 días nada más.
Something on your mind?
Oh, ¿ahora te das cuenta?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything.
Cold heart.
Anything
De
at
hielo.
all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path.
Por favor, no me vaya a decir algo de plan de decir, me convierto en uno, mátame.
But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive.
¿Todavía no os habéis dado ni un morreo?
For my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Aún no sois nada.
Just promise me that you won't die with it.
Promételo. Promételo. No lo ha prometido.
The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
No lo has prometido. Cabrona, no lo has prometido. Pues aquí lo voy a dejar, que la Play la Play necesita un descanso. ¡Ay, no me deja! ¡Ah! ¡No me deja! Hijo de puta, déjame guardar la partida. Ah.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Listo. Pues listo, pues aquí lo voy a dejar. Buen momento para dejarlo. Y a dejar descansar la Play, que lleva todo el día encendida. No que no se me haya dicho, lo aviso antes de lo de sobrecalentamiento. Bueno, aquí lo dejo ya, y ya después de unas cuantas horas de descanso ya seguiré dándole. Nos vemos.